Category Pirates presents How to Build Your First Crazy Profitable Business as a Teenager. Written by Eddie Yoon, Christopher Lochhead, and Katrina Kirsch. Read by Eddie Yoon's AI. Most business books today are written for adults. More specifically, they are written for native analogs, people who see the real world as their primary reality and the digital world as a secondary addition to the real life. But this severely limits the scope of what new and valuable products, services, and solutions can and should be created. If you think the Earth is round, you're going to build products for a round Earth. And if you think the Earth is a cyber matrix floating in the metaverse, you're going to build products for a cyber matrix floating in the metaverse. Something the three of us pirates have been thinking about quite a bit recently is how entrepreneurs, creators, writers, and artists are finding their way in the world at younger and younger ages. Even 10 years ago, the thought of starting your own business as a teenager was incomprehensible for the vast majority of the population. Today, if you're a teenager with a few thousand followers on Instagram or TikTok and you aren't already monetizing or actively thinking about monetizing, your peers think you're stupid. Many teenagers today care less about getting into college and more about how to become an influencer, start a YouTube channel, or launch a Shopify store. And considering we're still 3 generations away from native analog educators creating curriculums teaching digital skills to native digital students, which we're calling the digital education crisis, we think it's a good thing teenagers start taking matters into their own hands. Why spend 4 years and rack up a metric ton of student debt going to college to learn skills for a native analog world that no longer exists when you can build a native digital business as a teenager and take full accountability and have total agency over your future? So that's what this mini book is about: how to create your first crazy profitable business as a teenager. If you are a native analog parent with a teenager or multiple exhibiting entrepreneurial tendencies, such as talking back, disregarding authority, and foregoing sleep in pursuit of a sudden special interest, this mini book is for them. So we encourage you to give them a digital copy, nudge them to read it, tell them it's our idea, not yours. That way they'll listen, and ask what new ideas for businesses they have afterwards. In addition, we also encourage you to give this mini book a read and sit with some of the uncomfortable feelings or responses that may arise as you consider maybe you and your teenager are living in 2 separate realities, aka 2 different worlds, and what might seem like an insanely obvious and totally actionable digital business to them might seem like the most audacious and unlikely digital business to you. That said, from this point forward, and for the next 11,000 words, we are going to speak directly to teenage entrepreneurs. So let's get to it. Dear teenage pirates, don't listen to most people, especially your native analog parents. Minimum wage jobs suck. Most parents, at some point or another, all say the same thing. You have to get a real job. A real job, it turns out, is just something that involves manual labor for low pay, which is likely what they had to go through when they were your age. This is exactly what Pirate Cole's parents said to him when he was a teenager, getting paid $25 per hour to write World of Warcraft walkthrough guides for a gaming website. When he told his parents how he was starting to make money, thinking they'd be proud, instead they said, "No, you have to get a real job, Cole, something that will teach you work ethic and how to put in a little elbow grease." They made him take a job as an ice cream scooper at the local Cold Stone Creamery, which paid him 50% less than what he was making writing articles about his favorite video game online, and required him to wear an apron, scrub melted ice cream trays, and mop the back office and bathroom floors. Were his parents right? Did working an elbow grease native analog job teach him anything valuable? Not really. It just confirmed what he already knew: scooping ice cream for minimum wage sucks, and postponed what he ultimately wanted to do, which is write online. Today, Pirate Cole is one of the most read and highest paid digital writers on the planet,